There's a question that gets asked to many people, you know, whether it be maybe an interviewer, maybe somebody else, who knows. And that's, where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And I've never been able to answer really that question confidently. I mean, really, who can, like, 100% accurately. I guess confidently and accurately are two different things here, but yeah, I'd say I always start off with hopefully whenever I'm answering that question, right? 10 years time, hopefully I have a house and some money and a good paying job. That's it. That's all I want right now. I mean, shit, even I can do without the house, man, even on an apartment. I'd rather have a house, something that I own, instead of renting and never owning anything. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But I don't know. I want to kind of focus on today the fact that for me, something that I tend to struggle with that I've mentioned before is oftentimes my brain will focus on what's happened in the past instead of what I can do in the present to affect my future. That's kind of bars. I'm not going to lie. That shit was cold. I needed like three iced out cold emojis like from the iOS operating system after that one. Let me know. Anyway, I think that I kind of really struggle with this. I'd say not as much as I used to. I'd say because before there was a time I didn't have a future vision for myself at all. And I didn't think I'd make it past this certain time. I didn't think I'd make it past high school. I didn't think I'd make it past this, past that, whatever, right? But here I am, I did. So that basically proved to me that I can like keep going and I can keep doing whatever I need to do to live another day. Because at the end of the day, for me, that's the most important thing for me now. So basically, I want to try to focus more on what I was saying, what I can do in the present to affect my future instead of focusing on the past, things that's already happened, things that have made me who I am today. No question about that. But some things can still negatively affect me very, very strongly. And I really see no benefit from my brain dwelling on these things because it has no benefit, right? That's just that. You know, in a perfect world, I would have all of my past memories and everything, but not let them affect me as much of a point to where it fucks up my present and then in that sense fucks up my future, right? So, really, how can you do this? I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I think that having stronger habits and stronger vision for the future will definitely help. Things that I can do, things like, good habits that I can form for myself that will benefit me later on down the line, like going to the gym more consistently, like I used to, because in college, I was going to the gym pretty much every day. My best shape ever, for sure. Like my freshman, sophomore year, I was hitting the gym. I was hitting that cardio. That was nice. But my junior, senior year, once the workload started really increasing, I still did have time to go to the gym some days, but I was so mentally drained that I just was like, nah. Should I have gone to the gym then? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that would have further increased the strength of my good habit of going to the gym consistently and being healthy and whatnot. But I didn't. And so here I am now facing the consequences of this action I committed in the past, not staying as consistent as I should with the gym. And now I haven't really been like crazy consistent since like I want to say this last summer. And now I'm going like 2-3 times a week, which is still okay, but like I want to be able to go back every single day and make a good schedule where I'm bum. Morning I get on for work, I do some work, I go to the gym like maybe early afternoon, I come back, I record a video, I do some more work, maybe stream, boom, day's done. That's it. That would be nice. That would be real nice. But instead, I'm still fighting myself with these, whether it be these nothing max habits where I get on my phone and do something, I don't know, look at YouTube videos for however long, that YouTube videos that like don't really benefit me in like terms of like, learning about CS or whatever it may be, right? But, just doing nothing. You know, I'm a very big nothing maxer if I'm not careful, because I've formed these habits to where I don't do shit. And then at the end of the day, if I haven't done anything, I'm like, damn, I didn't do shit. you know? So it's we can't be doing all that. But, the only way to fix these is if I'm making consistent effort, and then that becomes a habit in itself. Whether it's, going to the gym, whether it's studying whatever I need to study or anything like that. It's something that I must seize control of and continue to do, or this nothing maxing will be the end of me. And that's that. If I'm not doing anything, nothing's going to happen. It's that simple, right? So basically, yeah, that's really all I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm making better habits for myself. I'm focusing on what I can do in the present to affect my future. Other than that, though, some of y'all may have noticed that I uploaded something last week and I took it down. Why? I thought that shit was cringe. I did. After uploading it, it seemed like another video about me complaining about a bunch of shit. Wasn't in a great place. Not that it matters and not that it affected me that much, but I gotten on the game that day just to be like, okay, let's just relax, do whatever, right? Whatever. I got my work done for the day. Let's just chill. Lost 10 games. An Overwatch competitive, lost 10 games. Not great. And why did I lose? It was my fault. I was playing terrible. And so basically, I was just like, damn, I can't do anything on the game. I can't do anything in real life. I'm broke. What am I doing? And so I made a big video about that. And then like I was watching it, like after I'd uploaded, I'm like, dude, this is just cringe as fuck. I have to take this down. I don't like this at all. And sometimes you do got to do that. Sometimes you got to look back at your past self, whether it be your yesterday self, your last week self, your last year self, your last 5-10 years self, and cringe and be like, that is weird. That is just cringe. But doing that is a sign of growth. Cringing at your past self is a sign that you've grown past that version of yourself into something hopefully better, because, yeah, I'll do that. Every time I'll see like a video or a picture of me from however long ago, a lot of the times I'll be like, oh man, what was I doing? And so, right? But, it was a very funny realization a couple days later, because I was like, oh yeah, bro, that shit was lame. it was just lame, man. It really was. So I don't know, man. I feel like it was a good thing to realize rather than keeping that video up. It just was one of those days where I felt like I was losing in every single thing I was doing. Not even one of those days, or one of those like 2-3 week periods where I felt like that. But now things are starting to look up a little bit better. I'm doing well in my internship. I'm doing a lot of work that I enjoy doing. I'm learning new things. I really like it, usual stuff. And it's just a constant switching of these two things, right? Things go well, things don't go well. It's the natural cycle of living on the earth. That's how it goes. And it's just funny to see how I'm still like learning about going about everything here, right? I'm still figuring everything out. I haven't gotten everything figured out yet. I feel like pretty much no one has everything figured out. Maybe, way later on in life you will, but I don't know. I definitely don't know. I don't know what's going on with me half the time. But yeah, I'd say, it's a very funny thing, experience is a very funny thing. You learn whatever you learn with experience. You get experience doing programming. I get experience doing this internship. I get experience going to the gym. I get experience doing Twitch. I get experience doing YouTube, whatever. And it's a very funny thing to, sit there and be like, okay, You know, I don't really know much about this yet, but if I'm sticking with this thing, you know, I can really learn. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. This whole point of this video was pretty much about what I can do now in the present to benefit my future instead of staying in the past. I'm probably gonna title it something like that. But yeah, appreciate it, everybody watching. I wish all y'all the best of luck with whatever you're doing. Go make something happen. Be better than the person you were yesterday. And yeah, that's about it. Appreciate it. See y'all. Bye.